Paul, we're into almost November now, getting rather near for Christmas. From the noise I can hear in the executive sales room, there's quite a lot happening. What have you got planned?
We've got a very exciting initiative just launching, actually, Tony. A bit of background first of all. Obviously, Christmas is so important to local businesses all over, and it's no exception in this area in Mansfield and Ashfield and Bolsover. But what is very, very important is that the revenue that people are spending is spent locally on the high street.
This is the argument of the money goes round 6 times.
Yeah, the problem being in the last probably decade or so, a lot of money has been spent, particularly at Christmas, online.
Right.
You know, these big players that, you know, people spend millions and millions of pounds on buying their Christmas gifts and whatever, when in an ideal world, they'd be spending it in the local economy, you know, on the high street, in our towns, you see. So we've come up with this idea. It's called "'Tis the Season to Shop Local."
Tis.
"'Tis the season," because it's based on the Christmas. "'Tis the season to.
Oh, yeah, okay, fine, thank you. Yeah,
exactly.
The idea sounds good. The voice, I'm not sure.
So the idea is there are some very special initiatives, packages for local businesses to advertise their products, their services on Mansfield 103.2 and on 103 TV as well, if they want to.
Like what?
Well, you think of any of our local advertisers, whether it be, you know, gift shops, clothing, retail, carpets, furniture, all sorts of different businesses that we deal with.
Can I have a carpet? I've always wanted a carpet shop. Can I have a carpet shop? What can you do for me?
Well, I mean, listen, I don't work at a carpet shop, but what I know is what I can do for the carpet shop.
What can you do for me?
We have some wonderful packages, Mr. Carpet Man, to put your business on the map across Mansfield and Ashfield, to encourage our listeners to shop locally. That's the whole point. I mean, I think carpet shops, people do tend to shop locally anyway, because you want to actually go and have a look at the carpet. It's all those other businesses where people are buying online, you know, it's like electrical goods, clothing, gifts, etc. We want to encourage.
All right, I've got a television shop. I've
Yes,
moved it.
there you go.
As well as a carpet shop.
He's a very wealthy man. So the idea is that we want our listeners to be triggered to try and, whatever they want to buy, think locally first. Think of spending their money on the local high street, in the local shopping centres, across the area, rather than automatically thinking, let me check online. Let me look at, you know, the big players online. We want to encourage our people.
Bring the money into Mansfield and Ashfield.
Shop local. It is the season to shop local. We want people, our listeners, to look at local first. So this is an opportunity for our local businesses to put themselves on the map.
How do we compare, for instance, with other advertising situations? I mean, not talking about local newspapers, I'm talking about people from further afield, national radio stations or anything like that.
I mean, listen, the last few years has been very, very tough for a lot of advertising, radio stations, etc. It's been very, very difficult. It's been challenging. But one thing that Mansfield 103.2 does offer is a genuine local audience, a loyal local audience.
Target audience.
Yeah, a big loyal local audience, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's target again, isn't it?
Yeah, and there are people that obviously live in the area, and if we encourage them enough, they're going to spend more money in the area rather than do what a lot of people do, which is go online.
There's only 3 of you. I mean, you do a heck of a job. You do an awful lot of work. Do enough people know about you?
Yeah.
Do enough people know about us?
Listen, it's always
Audience
good.
figures are great, but
Yeah, it's always good to shout and sort of spread the word even more. Obviously, 103 TV is doing just that. We're able to put our offerings out there on a slightly different platform, on Facebook Live, on YouTube channels, etc. So we are spreading the word, but of course you always want more. You always want more, don't you?
I need to.
Exactly.
I got Christmas as well, you know.
I know.
The stocking's half empty.
Well, as long as you shop locally, Tony, that's the key there.
Well, I always believe in that. I mean, Si Gilmore every Saturday morning has a go at me about my money troubles round 6 times. And you in the business group, this new business thing that started, it was 2020, Mansfield and Ashfield. they're conscious if somebody spends money internally to this area, that goes round and what's spent there gets spent somewhere else, and maybe more employees come on. So it's common sense to try and do business local, isn't it?
Well, it is, but sadly,
If you can.
yeah, and we want to encourage it even more. That's the idea of 'Tis the Season to Shop Local. I mean, we've got some really, really attractive packages. If people want to get in touch, it's dead easy. Just give us a call in the sales team, which is Mansfield 646666, or you can email us sales@mansfield103.co.uk, and we will jump on it straight away. We want to help local businesses to attract more local clientele.
Now, you've started with Ian Watkins, this television that I'm appearing on at the moment.
Yes.
I was always told if I went on TV, it would be with being the interference. But joking aside, you are not on your own. I know you started off and you started getting interest. You're not going to be able to handle this entirely on your own from a marketing side. And it's important that it's marketed direct, isn't it?
Well, you said earlier on that there's 3 of us in the sales team. Well, it's just not enough, Tony.
It's not enough for the ordinary sales
no,
team, never
it's
mind
not.
the TV enterprise.
Exactly. So we are looking for a new member of the sales team.
What sort of person?
Well, I think somebody with first of all, it's a really good attitude, and it's an attitude towards hard work, a bit of creative flair. And sales, as you know, I know you go back a long way, a very long way.
too far. Yeah.
It's a numbers game. You've got to keep...
It's law of averages.
Yeah, you've just got to keep getting out there in front of more and more people, get lots of plates spinning, and then, hopefully some of that business is going to drop into your lap through all the hard work. Yeah?
But I mean, you're doing things. I know in the next couple of days I'm going out to a festival on the news side of it, which I run. There's an excitement in being in sales. I know you love it when you go down to something like the Ashfield show and you're working with the news team. You do interviews as well.
I do.
So somebody coming into this field, it's a wonderful opportunity, isn't it? I would say so.
Well, I think it's a great industry. I mean, I love commercial radio. I've been involved in
talking about the TV specific.
Yeah. I mean, TV and radio, I put them both together. I think radio's exciting, TV's even more exciting.
The package.
Yeah, the package is really exciting. I mean, we've got a wealth of talent, and you know this more than I do, within our organisation. I mean, Ian Watkins is just a genius at the production
He
side.
reminds me of that every other day. I don't need reminding of it. I don't know. We've got across the board.
Yeah, across the board.
They don't leave here because they stay, because we're like a small station operating like a very big one.
Indeed, and I mean, new members of the team, relatively new. A lady called Zoe, who's joined us in our sort of finance department.
Rachel Staley on news.
Exactly. I mean, but going back to Zoe, she actually came up with this idea that you and I are sat here today, putting product services on a different platform, on a Facebook Live platform, radio with pictures.
So you're coming now to the excitement of working in a team, and it is. It's Team 103.2. There's no big heads here or anything like that who think they're the ones that make it work, is there?
You've got to work as a team. You're all in it together, aren't you? If somebody's rowing in the wrong direction, the boat's going to spin round, isn't it?
Yeah. So the ordinary sales force as well needs another person anyway, doesn't it?
Well, it definitely does. As I say, in an ideal world, we'd find 2 really good people. One to concentrate on the TV side of things, 103 TV, one to join the sales team. I mean, hopefully we can find at least 1, if not 2, really good people. And the same thing applies. If you're interested, drop us an email, perhaps put your CV on an email to sales@mansfield103.co.uk.
And it's all part of the same thing. Success in Mansfield and Ashfield and Newark and Sherwood, which is not very far from here. They're showing a lot of interest. They're talking to you quite a lot about advertising from the council on that sort of side. And, Clipston's only a wee mile away, Edwin, Stowe, all those sort of places as well. We want the business area in this part of where we are to use us to get to the people, and the people to actually spend there. Turn that money round, and like Mansfield District Council, Ashfield District Council, Newark and Sherwood, Bolsover, bring this part. We've got to go forward, and we've got to be part of the platform to make that happen.
We definitely have. I mean, we have been for over 25 years now as a radio station. Things are changing. You've got to offer more to your potential customers, and 103 TV is just one platform that we've created to try and offer more, to get to more people in different ways.
Can I just have a word with you about something I'm really looking forward to?
Yeah.
It's on December the 12th. Ian arranges for this to get round the world, and it does. And that's the carol service at St Peter's Church. We've done that year after year. Couldn't do it during COVID, of course. And there we do a lot that along with the Mansfield District Council. It's looking like it's going to be absolutely full. You know, those sort of things are all part of what we do as a radio station.
We are absolutely unique. I'm not sure there's a radio station in the country would do that sort of thing.
Well, most of the local ones have all been enveloped
Yeah.
into groups, haven't they? No, bad for the staff, but you know they're not really local anymore.
No.
Maybe make people a few bob or extra by cutting jobs and so on. We are what we are. We're a unique towns, if you
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah,
Ashfield,
yeah.
Mansfield, Newark to an extent. We are a unique setup, and we're going to stay that way if we can.
We are indeed. With 103 TV, it's definitely going to help. Mansfield 103.2, the radio station, has been a huge success, and we're just growing, and we need more people on board to help us grow.
You're an exciting department. It's lovely to talk to you.
Cheers, Tony.